Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. It's time for my breakfast. The first meal of the day is going to be a very huge meal now. This time I added 400 grams of oats, so that's a lot of calories just from the oats. 700 grams of bananas and 1 liter of semi-skimmed milk. So let's start eating. I have no idea if I can finish all that in one meal. And to be honest, this meal is not exactly my breakfast, because I skipped breakfast today and I just started training arms. So it's going to be something like intra-workout, post-workout meal, but it's still breakfast, the first meal of the day. So today I want to talk about progressive overload, adding weight to the bar, and why I don't think that that's a very good idea for novice lifters and for everyone. A lot of people just try to add weight because that obviously if volume is high, adding weight to the bar, that's a sign of muscle growth, and adding more weight, that's obviously your muscles have to work harder, they're going to adapt to that, so they're going to grow more. But what a lot of people do with that is they just start to add weight at all cost, sacrificing form. They stop using full range of motion, they stop doing full range of motion. They, for example, on the bench press, they don't go all the way down to the chest. They touch and go, they bounce the barbell. Or they just skip the workout. They half rep, half their chest work, just to add more weight, just to add more reps. But I don't think that's going to trigger more muscle growth. I mean, if you do the full range of motion, if you still use good form, adding weight and reps, that's going to build more muscle. But you won't be able to do that forever. It slows down when you're past the novice phase. Muscle growth slows down, and you can just add weight every week. It might take months before you're able to add some weight, but that doesn't mean that you're not growing. You're still growing. It's just that you're growing slower, but you're still growing. And this is why I'm not trying to add weight all the time. I focus on good form first. And a lot of people say that my form is bad, that I don't control the negative, the eccentric part of the movement. I've seen the studies. There's no difference. It's not really a difference between controlling the negative, slow, going very slow on the negative, versus just still controlling the weight but dropping and releasing the weights faster. I mean, I always control the negative, but it's just not slow. It's still controlled, but fast. Because I don't want to waste my energy on the negative when the concentric part of the exercise is what builds the muscle. I'm not going to worry about slow negatives that much. Unless you show me evidence that slow negatives are better than just faster controlled negatives. Show me the evidence and I'm going to change my approach. And my new approach to training is, after thinking for a while, I decided to, obviously I'm going to focus on progression, but what I'm going to do is actually build volume first by adding sets. This still, the body has to adapt to the higher volumes. For example, for a muscle group, for the chest for example, or arms, biceps, whatever. For the chest, my starting point in terms of sets might be 10 reps, 10 total reps in a workout. My goal might be to work my way up to 15 or 20 sets in a workout. Yeah, that's a lot of volume, but that's still going to build muscle. And I don't really know, you can't be 100% sure that 10 total sets for a muscle group in a workout is the maximum amount of sets that you have to do to trigger maximum amounts of growth. I think that you can trigger more muscle growth doing more sets if you're actually on a bulk. So for example, I start with obviously leaving 2 to 3 reps in reserve, and starting with, I'm going to give you an example with the weight I'm currently using on the bench press, 77.5 kilos, and I can do 10, I don't know about my rep max, but I feel like That's my 15 rep max, I'm not sure. So using my 14 to 15 rep max, my goal might be to do 10 reps per set. For my starting point is going to be 10 sets in a workout, with my target goal of 20 sets per workout, or 15. For maximum amount of muscle growth. Or it depends on your frequency. You can instead just add one extra day of training, of chest day. If you're training your chest twice a week, and you usually do 8 to 12 sets per workout for your chest, you can instead try to get 30 total sets in a week, obviously 10 sets per workout, and then that's just another way of doing things. But if you reach that goal of 30 total sets in a week for your chest, you can drop the sets, or you can drop the frequency to twice a week again, and add some weight, maybe 5 pounds, and try to get the same amount of reps on all of your sets, and just try to do more sets, is what I'm trying to say. Just doing more volume, or you can just add reps, that's up to you. Obviously adding sets, adding volume, that's the easiest type of progression, but doing very high volume might lead to overuse very quickly, so be careful about that. And also adding weight, that's just the fastest way to grow in my opinion, and adding reps too, but that's very hard to do all the time. I mean, if it was easy to do, we all would be benching 1,000 pounds, and that's not the case. So about my bulking, I'll keep bulking maybe in the next few months. Just try to put on some high quality weight. I don't know how much weight I'm going to gain. I'm just going to eat a lot, track my calories obviously, and just train very hard and try to stay consistent. That's the key to success. Just being successful with your training and nutrition and sleep obviously. you can gain a lot of muscle in a few months if you actually bulk, but you bulk smart. You eat just enough to gain muscle, and you're very smart with your training, and you're actually training hard. And then I might cut just to get leaner. Obviously it's going to look better, and that's my goal. And I'm going to build my abs by bulking. They're kind of underdeveloped. This part, that's fine, but the lower abs, they're very hard to build. They require obviously more weights. You need to be using heavy weights, obviously with good form on our ab work, and just actually training them on a bulk. It's very important. Man, this is a huge meal. It's probably over 2000 calories. Let me check. $400 grams of oats. To be honest, it's more like 370 grams, but whatever. Yeah, it's over 2500 calories. Let me do the math again, just to be sure. Yes, it's around 2500 calories. That's a huge meal. I'm already full, so I'm just going to stop eating, rest a little bit, and then finish my meal. So it's going to be 2 meals instead, because I'm feeling very full at the moment, and I'm going to keep training and see you guys soon. Hey, welcome everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you my full arm workout, and we're going to start with some standard dumbbell curls, sets of 10 to 20 reps per set. And what we're going to do is do multiple biceps exercises, and we're also going to do multiple triceps exercises. We're not going to stick to only one exercise per muscle group, obviously. We're going to train the biceps and the triceps from different angles, different unique ranges of motion, and bar paths. So I'm going to start with the standard dumbbell curl, and the goal is to work your way up to 20 reps per set, and then that's the progression. You're going to work your way up to 20 reps per set for all of the sets on this exercise, and then when you reach 20 reps on all of your sets, and obviously they are done with good form, full range of motion, no cheating, no swinging, then you can add some weight and start from the beginning, working your way up from 10 reps per set all the way up to 20 reps per set. So actually let's start the workout. Always focus on good form. Okay, I was able to get 20 reps, but the goal is to get 20 reps on all of your sets, so that's the goal. Welcome back everyone, it's time for my second biceps exercise. I'm going to be doing the dumbbell hammer curls. Again, I'm going to do a few sets of 10 to 20 reps. The goal is 20 reps. With good form. Cheating is not going to build more muscle. Okay guys, and it's time for my next biceps exercise. I'm going to be doing the standard incline dumbbell curl. You have to be kind of creative because I don't have an incline bench, so you have to be kind of creative. And the sets, keep them between 3 to 5 sets per exercise, and the reps 10 to 20, with obviously the goal is to reach 20 reps on of the sets. Okay, let's start again. I did 10 reps, I'm going to continue. This variation is very hard. Obviously it has its own unique range of motion, and the stretch at the bottom, I mean, just look at that. Let me show you. This is how I'm doing it. This is the starting position. We flex the elbows and then we release, and you get a very nice stretch at the bottom of the movement. Okay guys, and the next triceps exercise I'm going to do is the dumbbell overhead extension seated version. I'm going to do between 3 to 5 sets. Keep the reps between 10 to 20, with obviously the rep goal is 20 reps on all of my sets, with good form all the time. Good form is very crucial for muscle growth. The cool thing about 20 rep sets is that you get a very nice pump, but they're very hard. But just look at the pump. Arms are working full. And now it's time for my next triceps exercise. I'm going to be doing the lying dumbbell extensions for triceps. I'm going to do between 3 to 5 sets, and the reps are going to be, I'm going to keep them between 10 to 20. Obviously my goal is to get 20 reps on all of my sets. So let's start. This exercise is going to build all 3 heads of the triceps. Just a great exercise that you should be doing for your triceps. Okay, a great set. Great exercise for building the triceps. And it's time for my next triceps exercise. I'm going to be doing easy bar overhead extensions, lying. The lying easy bar overhead extensions for triceps I'm going to do between 3 to 5 sets of 10 to 20 reps, and this exercise is going to work all 3 heads of the triceps, and it's just a great exercise that you all should be doing. So let's start. my goal is to get 20 reps on all of my sets. Hey, welcome back everyone. It's time for my next meal. It's going to be a very huge meal. I'm going to be eating 200 grams of oats with 1 liter of semi-skimmed milk and 600 grams of bananas. Also, I'm going to be eating 1 kilo of zero fat yogurt to get a lot of protein. Because today is a little bit different. I had to go out. I was busy, so I have to do things in a different way. Have bigger meals instead of smaller, more frequent meals. I prefer to have more meals because I can get a lot more calories and I can get more protein. But I'll get the job done. We have to adapt. Eating most of my protein in 2 to 3 meals, that's more than enough. It's not going to make a huge difference, so don't worry about it. You know, people worry about a lot of things that are not very important to make progress. They worry about protein timing, meal timing. It's all negatives, but they don't really worry about staying consistent all the time. Being consistent with training and nutrition and sleep. They don't really care about that, but they care about small things and significant things. And significant things like the perfect amount of protein per meal. You have to worry about staying consistent with your training, with your eating. That's a lot more important, in my opinion. You don't have to worry about finding the perfect arm exercise. Just be consistent. I'm not saying that you should not try to improve things. This is something that you should be doing all the time. But a lot of these people, they just give up. Man, that's going to be a huge meal. I'm already starting to feel full. This why dislike smaller, bigger meals. You have to eat so many calories. Protein fills me up a lot, but I always feel like there's something missing when I eat high protein. I feel like I need some sweet foods or salty foods, foods that are high in salt, sodium. But you can't really find salty foods unless you add the salt yourself. If you check the sodium amount on each food, you're going to find that it's very little. For example, in milk it's not that much. I can check here. It's not much. The potassium is way more. But if you add a lot of salt, then you're going to be consuming a lot of sodium. So don't worry about that. Sodium is not bad. Okay, now I finished the 1 kilo of zero fat yogurt. Now let's eat some oats. Let's eat the oats now. I just crave sweet food, so this is why I like bananas and fruits in general. And milk. I'm not a big fan of yogurt because it doesn't taste sweet compared to the milk, but I get a lot of protein from the yogurt. So this is why I eat it. I can try to add some more salt to my diet, increase my sodium intake a little bit. That's going to help with pumps. But I'm not very sure about water retention from high sodium diets. maybe there's maybe going to be some water retention, I'm not sure. I'm currently eating very little sodium, or probably trace amounts of sodium, naturally occurring sodium. Excuse me, that's not correct. I mean that the natural amount of sodium that's not added. Each food has some sodium in it. Some foods have more sodium, other foods have less, but they all have some. Just like different vitamins and minerals. Milk has some sodium, but it's not that much. So I probably get some sodium, but not enough to make a difference on my appearance. Because I don't think that I gained any water weight. Just from the carbs, maybe. Maybe just glycogen. Nothing to worry about, to be honest. So I've been thinking about just cooking pasta or rice with chicken breast, and just to make it taste better, just to add some salt in it. Because I'm not really enjoying it plain like that, without any salt, without anything. White potatoes I can eat without salt, but I can eat them plain with chicken breast. They taste good, but pasta and rice, they don't really taste good. And it's not really fun eating them. For me, personally, it's very hard to overeat plain foods that don't taste good. It's very hard to overeat them. But this is very easy to overeat. Because it tastes good. Because of the milk and the bananas. Even if I gain some water weight, I might not look as lean, but at least that might help with pumps, and I'll probably gain some more weight, gain some more muscle, and might help my training. And I don't have to do that forever. I'm not going to be on a bulk forever. It's only something temporary. And when I reach my go, my go weight. Then I'm going to cut and I'm going to maintain. But that takes a lot of time, unless your goal is to gain 5 pounds of muscle and lose 5 pounds of fat, and that's it. What I'm trying to say is that you might have a goal that's easier to achieve, just a little bit of muscle and that's it. A little bit of muscle with some abs. Some people want that. I want a lot more than that. I want to get bigger and leaner. Maybe gain 20 pounds of muscle, get to 200 pounds and just lose maybe 10-15 pounds of fat. And just try to get to 200 pounds lean. I think I'm going to look very good if I get to 200 pounds, especially with abs, with a six-pack. I think that's going to be very impressive for my height. So next month I'll have some more free time and I'm going to try to upload these vlogs daily, on a daily basis. Actually, after 2 to 3 weeks I'm going to start, maybe a little before 2024. I'm going to try to upload these types of vlogs every day. I see that people watch them, sometimes even more than my informative videos, even my flexing videos. It seems like people like the vlogs. Okay, so I'm going to take a break now because I'm very full. I've been eating a lot of food. I'm going to rest for a while and then just finish my meal. So see you guys soon.